It's all a fabrication. You were raised on a steady diet of nonsense, force-fed the script before you could even read. They programmed you to believe love is pure sorcery, that it conquers all obstacles without effort. They baited the trap with Beatles lyrics and cinematic fade-outs, convincing you that the happily ever after was a guarantee, not a gamble. They showed you the prince and the princess riding off into the sunset. They did not show you the negotiation. They did not show you the power struggle. They did not show you the resentment that builds in the silence. The reality is colder. The reality is tactical. Love is war. It is not a war of hate. It is a war of conquest. It is a war for territory, the territory of the soul, the mind, and the future. Every relationship is a collision of two sovereign states, two egos, two sets of desires. If you enter this collision blindly, believing in the myth, you will be conquered. You will lose your resources, your dignity, and your time. But if you enter as a general, if you apply the ancient strategies of Sun Tzu, you can turn the chaos into order. You can secure an alliance that makes you invincible. Sun Tzu wrote The Art of War not to promote violence, but to ensure survival. Today, we apply his 13 chapters to the most dangerous game of all. Welcome to The Art of Love. Sun Tzu opens his masterpiece with the calculations. He writes, "The general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses makes but few calculations beforehand." Most men and women enter relationships with zero calculations. They operate on chemistry. They operate on a dopamine hit. They see a pretty face, a charming smile, and they throw open the gates of their city. They let the Trojan horse in because it looked nice. That is a recipe for disaster. Before you commit your resources, your time, your emotion, your money, you must perform reconnaissance. You do not fall in love. You step in love carefully after checking the ground for landmines. The 5 factors of relationship strategy. 1. The moral law. Do you worship the same gods? I don't mean religion. I mean, what do you value? If you value freedom and they value security, you are at war. If you value growth and they value comfort, you are at war. Chemistry fades. Values are the bedrock. If the bedrock is cracked, the castle falls. 2. Heaven, timing. Sun Tzu speaks of the seasons. Is the timing right? If they just exited a 10-year marriage, they are in winter. They are grieving. If you try to plant seeds in winter, they will die. Do not fight the season, wait for spring, or find a different field. 3. Earth, environment. Where do they live? What is their social circle? A person is the average of the 5 people they spend the most time with. If their friends are toxic, they're toxic. Do not believe you can save them from their environment. The terrain always wins. 4. The commander, you. Are you ready? Sun Tzu says, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you are broken, insecure, and needy, you are not a commander. You are a refugee seeking shelter. Refugees get exploited. Commanders get respect. Fix yourself before you lead another. 5. Method and discipline. Lifestyle. How do they handle money? How do they handle conflict? Chaos in logistics leads to chaos in love. If they cannot manage their own life, they will parasitize yours. Do the math in the temple. If the calculations are negative, do not deploy the troops. Walk away. The greatest victory is the battle you do not fight because you saw the defeat coming. Sun Tzu wrote the most famous line in military history. All warfare is based on deception. In love, we do not call it deception. We call it mystery. We call it romance. The modern world tells you to be vulnerable. They tell you to wear your heart on your sleeve. They tell you to vomit your trauma onto the table on the first date. This is strategic idiocy. When you reveal everything instantly, you become boring. You become a solved puzzle. Humans do not desire what is easily understood. We desire the unknown. We desire the depth of the ocean, not the shallow puddle. The strategy of formlessness. Sun Tzu says, let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Tactic 1. Information asymmetry. Let them talk. The person asking the questions holds the power. The person answering is giving up intel. Listen 80%, speak 20%. When you listen, you learn their fears, their desires, their weaknesses. You are gathering ammunition, not to hurt them, but to seduce them. When they know nothing about you, they project their fantasies onto you. You become whatever they need you to be. Tactic 2, strategic scarcity. Sun Tzu teaches us to control the supply lines. If you are always available, your value drops to 0. Air is vital, but it is free, so nobody pays for it. Diamonds are useless, but they are rare, so people kill for them. Be the diamond. Do not reply instantly. Do not say yes to every plan. Have a mission outside of the relationship. When you are busy conquering the world, your time becomes a gift, not a given. Tactic 3, the unexpected attack. Romance is simply a surprise attack of affection. If you buy flowers every Friday, it becomes a routine. It becomes a tax. But if you buy flowers on a random Tuesday, that is a thunderbolt. Disrupt the pattern. Keep them guessing. A predictable partner is a boring partner, and boredom is the precursor to betrayal. Conflict is inevitable. Two sovereign states will eventually disagree on borders. How you handle this determines if you are a warlord or a child. Most people handle conflict with a frontal assault. They yell, they scream, they attack the ego. You always do this. You are lazy. Sun Tzu says, no nation has ever benefited from prolonged warfare. When you attack a partner's ego, they do not listen. They build a wall, they fortify, they counterattack. You might win the argument with logic, but you lose the relationship. You burn the city to rule over the ashes. The supreme art of war. Sun Tzu says, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. How do you win an argument without fighting? You use the water tactic. 1. Validate the emotion, the feint. When they attack you with anger, do not meet force with force. Meet force with a vacuum. Agree with the emotion, if not the facts. I can see you are angry. I would be angry too if I felt unheard. You have just disarmed them. You have stepped out of the way of their sword. They stumble. 2. Reframe the context, the flank. Move the battle to new terrain. Instead of me versus you, frame it as us versus the problem. Sit on the same side of the table, physically. This situation is annoying. How do we destroy this problem? Now you are allies. The aggression is redirected away from you and toward the issue. 3. The Golden Bridge. Sun Tzu says, when you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Never back your partner into a corner. If you prove they are wrong and you humiliate them, they will hate you. You must build them a golden bridge to retreat across. Give them a way to back down with their dignity intact. I know you didn't mean to hurt me. It was probably just a long day. You give them an excuse. They take it. The war ends. You win. The amateur wants to be right. The master wants to be happy. Do not win the battle and lose the war. In every relationship, there is a leader and a follower. Sometimes the roles switch, but there is never equality in the moment. Someone is driving the car. Sun Tzu emphasizes terrain. He who occupies the field of battle first and awaits his enemy is at ease. He who comes later to the scene and rushes into the fight is weary. You must occupy the high ground. What is the high ground in a relationship? It is emotional control. The person who cares less holds the power. This is the principle of least interest. If you are desperate, if you are needy, if you are terrified of losing them, you are in the valley. They are on the mountain. They can rain arrows down on you. To hold the high ground, you must be willing to walk away. This is not a bluff. This is a mindset. You must love yourself more than you love the relationship. When you know, deep in your bones, that you will be fine without them, you become dangerous. You become attractive. You radiate the energy of a king, not a beggar. Territory management. Do not lose your territory. Many people enter a relationship and abandon their hobbies, their friends, and their passions. They merge completely. They give up their base of operations. This is a fatal error. If you give up your territory, you become a refugee on their land. You are dependent on their resources. Keep your friends. Keep your gym routine. Keep your mission. Inviting them into your castle is fine. Giving them the deed to the castle is foolish. Sun Tzu dedicates an entire chapter to spies. He who is not sage and wise, humane and just, cannot use spies. In love, your spies are social proof and observation. 1. The internal spies, their friends. Win over their lieutenants. If their best friend hates you, you are fighting an insurgency. You will lose. If their best friend loves you, you have a spy in the enemy camp. When you fight, the friend will say, "Give him a break, he's a good guy." Be charming to their friends, be generous. They are the gatekeepers. 2. The double agents, red flags. Watch their actions, not their words. Sun Tzu warns of the enemy who speaks humbly, but increases preparations. If they say, "I love you," but they hide their phone, believe the phone. If they say, "I'm sorry," but they repeat the behavior, believe the behavior. People reveal themselves in the small moments. How do they treat the waiter? How do they speak about their ex? These are intelligence reports. Do not ignore them. 3. The doomed spy, jealousy. Use jealousy sparingly. Sun Tzu talks about fire attacks. Fire is destructive. A little bit of jealousy, a mention of someone hitting on you, reminds them of your value. It wakes them up. But too much fire burns the house down. It creates insecurity and resentment. Use it as a pinch of salt, not the main course. We have talked about conflict, we have talked about power, but the ultimate goal of Sun Tzu is not perpetual war. The ultimate goal is peace and prosperity. If you vet correctly, if you maintain respect, the relationship shifts. It stops being you versus them. It becomes you and them versus the world. In the ancient world, alliances were sealed with blood and marriage. They were economic and military pacts. You must view your long-term relationship as an empire. You are the emperor, they are the empress, or vice versa. You have a shared economy, shared laws, a shared mission, the shared mission. A relationship without a mission will destroy itself. If you are just staring at each other, you will eventually find flaws. You must stare outward together. What are you building? A family? A business? A legacy? Sun Tzu says, the moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. Create a moral law for your relationship. We are the couple that never quits. We are the couple that builds wealth. Give the troops a flag to rally around. Benevolence. Sun Tzu was a killer, but he wrote, treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Once you have secured the loyalty of your partner, you must treat them with absolute benevolence. Protect them, provide for them, champion them. Loyalty is reciprocal. If you treat them like a disposable soldier, they will desert you. If you treat them like the crown jewel, they will die for you. Do it sincerely and you will both be a force to be reckoned with. But what if the war is lost? What if the calculations changed? What if the ally became a traitor? Sun Tzu says, if it is to your advantage, make a forward move. If not, stay where you are. And sometimes you must retreat. The art of the breakup. Do not linger in a failed campaign. When the army is engaged in protracted warfare, the resources of the state will not equal the strain. Staying in a toxic relationship destroys your resources. It destroys your mental health. It destroys your opportunity cost. If you must leave, execute the scorched earth or the clean break. Do not stay friends immediately. That is keeping a supply line open to an enemy. Cut the line. Retreat to your territory. Rebuild your walls. Learn from the defeat. What calculation did you miss? Was the terrain wrong? Did you ignore the spies? Do not view a breakup as a failure of your worth. View it as a failed strategic campaign. The general does not cry when he or she loses a battle. They study the map, sharpen their sword, and prepares for the next campaign. Love is not for the weak. The poets lied. The movies lied. Love is a discipline. It is a battlefield of egos, hormones, and logistics. If you approach it like a child, you will be a casualty. You will be one of the millions of walking wounded, bitter, and confused, wondering why the fairy tale didn't work. But if you approach it like Sun Tzu, if you vet with cold logic, if you maintain the mystery, if you control the high ground, If you treat your partner as a worthy ally, then you can build something that withstands the chaos. You can build an empire of two. Stop looking for a soulmate. Start looking for a running mate. The war is already happening. The only question is, are you commanding the field or are you just a casualty? Master the art of war. Master the art of love. On this channel, we cover many different topics, like the one in this video. If you enjoy this type of content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, we may never see each other again.